Welcome to dinner at the Roundtable Podcast with DJ John Tovar, Nelly Nell, Chris Ryder, your source to knowledge. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Dinner at the Roundtable.
DG, I am DJ John Tovar, Nelly Nell, Chris Ryder. We all dinner at the Roundtable Podcast, your source to knowledge. We got a special guest tonight. Nelly Nell, please.
You already know what it is, man. Dinner at the Roundtable Podcast live from New York, man. We got 9-1 in the house, man. Music artist and beat maker with my co-host, La Dueña, John Tovar. You already know what it is.
Put the clap on. Gotta welcome our guest. But go ahead.
Welcome. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Cool. That's
what's up, 9-1?
9-1 in the house, music artist and beat maker. You know, she's the jack of all trades. You're the first female artist that we have that also does music production too. So you already know.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, man. And the fact that our topic today is independent women, it kind of goes right up your valley because you're doing your thing, girl, on both sides.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man. So let's get right into it then, man. Who is 9-1 and what are you who are you from? Where are you from in New York City? I know you're from New York City, you're a local. Where are you from? And how was it growing up in New York City? Let's talk about you.
Yes, I'm from New York, as you said, Far Rockaway, Queens. I was actually born in East New York, Brooklyn. So I moved to New York. I was about 3 years old with my family, and I've been here. I grew up here, and I don't know if you guys know about Stack Bundles, Chinks.
Yep.
Those guys have really been a big influence on me, and they come from Far Rockaway. So I'm just trying to carry on the torch, I guess, is so to speak. And my uncle. His name is D Supreme. He was a rapper back in the day. He's still a rapper, but he kind of slowed down, but he inspired me fully to just, take it on and really just keep going with it. So I'm really excited. To just be doing music. Yeah.
Nice. I like that. I'm real excited that, we got another, women entrepreneurship. I'm all about that all day.
Yes, ma'am. So yes, I to talk a little bit about that. I'm an artist. I started rapping. I was about 13 years old when I decided to take it seriously. My uncle, like I was telling you guys, he was a rapper, and my father was managing him back in like the early 90s. I was a baby, and they were going all over the place and doing their thing, and then they got involved in a group, and then it became a group situation, and they were doing their thing really big, and things happened. Unfortunately, one of the members had passed of the group, and certain things just started to go a different way. So once I got put on to my uncle, and my father let me hear his music, I was just really inspired. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I thought they sounded to me like Wu-Tang. It was like they were really, really good. And I was so inspired. After that, I was just like, okay, I got to do rap. I gotta rap. I want to be a rapper now. So my father, he was still involved with the label. It's called No Joke Records. It was an indie label. And I signed when I was 18. I had been doing some things before, I was 18 years old, but, my parents, my mom more so wanted me to finish school and make sure that I was, on the right track with my education. So yeah, so I finished school, I finished high school. And then once I turned 18 and I could make that decision as an adult, I ended up signing to the indie label. And I did some work, with them for a few years, and we ended up, separating, and I ended up going completely independent and just making moves on my own, you know, rapping with different crews out here in Far Rockaway, and just trying to build my buzz and, get people to know who I am as an artist. So from there, I've just been, full steam ahead, full steam ahead. I've had some blocks in a row, but I never quit. So I'm here. I started making beats a few years ago. Still, still learning the process. I know it's, a lot that comes with that. So, as an artist, as a beat maker, I just wanted to make sure I had full creative control. And yeah, that's pretty much where I am now. So
Jeez, man.
That's
Well,
what's up, yo. What?
let's give you that
Proud of
clap that
you,
John
girl.
Tavares was asking for.
It's a story right there that I know. Very, very classic. But I mean, you say you got into music at 13, right? And then your father was like, he was a rapper, and you came. I mean, like you was we moved to Far Rock. What year? When you was how old? Far Rock?
yeah, Far Rock. So my father, he was actually my uncle's manager. My uncle was the rapper. So
Oh, your uncle was okay.
right,
Got you.
right. So my father, he's actually my manager now. Yeah,
Oh,
he's my personal
wow.
manager, and he just, he saw how hard I was going for it, that I wouldn't let it go. I was, I was full steam ahead. I'm like, Dad, I got to do this, and he just, he said, all right, I got you. I'll help you with this. So I'm grateful for him. I'm
That's
so
great.
grateful.
That's
What's
what's
up,
up.
man?
I mean, nothing's better than, having someone that you trust the most, obviously your family to be there with you, to support you and everything, because, being especially a woman in this type of industry, and especially rapping and you know what I mean, in a world that's predominantly male, you know what I'm saying? Like you definitely need family to be there for you. So, big up to that. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure. I mean, the rap industry, period, the hip hop industry, the entertainment business, like the Dueña said, it's definitely male dominated, and the fact that you doing your thing independently, and you got the backup of your dad and family members surrounding you. There's no tricks, in the mix, basically, because you're dealing with family. It's great, man, to have those assets available so far,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah, there's something
Yeah, you're
something
right.
about having your father there, you know what I mean? And especially you're his daughter, his baby.
Yeah.
He's probably like, oh hell no, ain't nobody gonna fuck my,
Air
Absolutely.
horns.
you know.
Shout out
Like,
to
now
your
you trying to
daddy.
play my daughter? Oh, we calling everybody on deck.
Well,
Yep.
hopefully he's tuning in right now. He's probably you're on the platform getting interviewed and shit. So I think there's a few people watching right now. He's probably on there. But yeah, for sure, man. That's what's up, man. I'm definitely proud to have an independent lady like you on the platform. You know what I'm saying? Let's so one thing about the beat making process you were saying is kind of something that it's kind of hard to get into. What has been the hardest part of that process so far for you?
Oh wow, just learning it. Just learning it in general. I don't play instruments. I'm not super skilled at any instruments. So, I didn't grow up playing instruments, so I knew that, a lot would come along with it as far as like learning music theory and different elements of, really like making it sound good. And so I'm pretty much going by ear. I use FL Studio. So I started out just messing with the keys and messing with the drums and everything like that, grabbing different packs from the internet and just experimenting. And I was really adamant about just creative control, making sure that I knew what I wanted to sound like, and I've just been going from there, just, uh, kind of, I don't want to say winging it because I've been learning, along the way, but, as I learn, I learn as I go. I'm learning as I go. So yeah, it's been tough just, learning,
Process.
the process. Exactly. Yeah.
Process. Definitely. Who you listen to growing up though, as you becoming inspired to become a rapper eventually and become a producer?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a great question because as I was telling you guys, my dad was a major influence. My uncle was a major
Right.
influence. My dad he had a bunch of CDs, and like one of those CD cases. He had like different ones, and you just flip through. So I came across them because I was actually my mom. I grew up in the church, so I would go to church, and I would in the car it would be gospel playing all the time. So I actually came across my dad's set of CDs one day, and it was all hip hop. It was all hip. Yep, it was all hip hop.
Right.
So I found, I'll say two of the key ones. I found Missy Elliott's Super Duper Fly. I found that one. And I found Busta Rhymes. It's so crazy. The first Extinction Level event, he just did the second one not too long ago. So those two people right there, like it just took me to, it took me there. I was like, okay, yeah, these guys are incredible. I was just, trying to learn every lyric and, just get good like them. So the creativity was off the Richter. I found another one was TLC Fan Mail. I found that. I got into Left Eye. Yeah, so when I found my dad's his CD case, I went in. Yeah.
We went into the archives, man. Definitely.
I did, yeah. I still got some more left. I'm over here. I got stacks of CDs that I need to, get a CD player so I could play them because I want the real experience. I don't want to just go on, on the internet. I wanna actually play the CDs.
Did you find yourself appreciating the producers and engineers more once you became a beat maker? Because that's the one thing that music artists um are the ones that are very like in the limelight as far as of like the public sees the artist, but they don't understand that who really makes the magic happen is the producer and the engineer. They're the ones that make the artist sound good. You know what I mean? So did you learn how to appreciate that part a little bit more, the production part?
Absolutely, absolutely. And even earlier, I got into Timbaland because of Missy. I was just like, yeah, the Timbaland was just incredible. Timbaland, Pharrell, those guys. I got it later on. I actually got into a lot of. I went down the discography of Jay-Z. I had to get into, what made Jay-Z Jay-Z. You know what I mean? So I just listened to all his albums and. Pharrell definitely. Another one is Knife Wonder. Yeah, eh, it's so many, but definitely, I definitely appreciate and acknowledge and honor those guys. Yeah,
Yeah, because that's one of the things that like I said, the public and music fans, they don't understand the process of making a song. It's not only the lyrics and the artist that performs the song, but the guys behind the scenes are actually the ones that make the artist sound good.
absolutely.
Most artists, you see them live and they don't sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I mean, you would say, me being in the music industry, I would say out of 10 artists, I would say like maybe five sound authentic, five don't. They use a lot of audio tunes and a lot of things to fix their voice, right, while doing production. But yeah, man, it's something that I'm glad you was able to learn how to appreciate that part
Oh
of
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
the production part because it's very important, very
How
important.
would you 9-1? How would you consider your flow to be like? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Um,
Tell the audience like what your flow is like.
it switches up a lot. It switches up. I tend to rap fast a lot too. I tend to rap fast. I get that little speedy flow. I won't say it's a twisted level, but I tend
Mhm.
to, I tend to speed it up a lot. But it's different. I honestly believe that it's different. I've asked a few people, how would you, consider, what kind of pocket would you put me in? And
Mhm.
a lot of people have said that you sound like you. I don't really, so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful
Original.
for that. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So
That's
um,
what's up.
I could switch it up. I could definitely switch it up.
Who would you want to make a song with? Like if you were to just pick anyone, dead or alive, what would be the ultimate project and who
Ooh,
would it be?
stack bundles, stack
Stack
bundles.
bundles?
It
Oh,
makes a lot of sense though. Yeah, yeah, for
okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, stack bundles.
Well, hopefully
That
if
was
he's
nice, man.
watching and listening,
That is
stack bundles.
Yeah, he's actually passed away. He said dead or alive.
I know, right? Dead or alive. There you go. But you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like I feel like people who are really in tune. You know what I mean?
right.
I feel because I've seen crazy shit, right? Like I've seen crazy shit growing up. And I feel like if you're really in tune, it's like, even in the afterlife, like they could push you and nudge you into the right direction, you know, like you accidentally bump into the person that could change your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've seen that time and time again. So
Not,
hopefully.
I apologize. I see what you mean. I know you know about Far Rockaway.
Yeah, you know. That was
Yeah.
I got there on accident. I fell asleep on the train and ended up in the last stop.
No, that shit happens to a lot of people actually.
Right?
They fall asleep on the train.
All of us are victims of that.
They be lit coming out of the city lit. La doña came out of. La doña used to work in a hotel until she probably came out lit.
Hell yeah.
That's a fact.
I woke up and I was like, what?
It happened to me plenty of times.
I just saw the word far and I was like, oh shit, I must be far.
I think if you're a New Yorker and you've been out to party on your own, like as a teenager, you most likely ended up on the A train in Far Rockaway, lost. You'd be like, what the hell? What's going on here?
I've done that, you know, more
Wake
than
up
I could count.
Wake up and it's
Don't
like
judge me.
Oh man, you all been there. You all been there though. Don't worry.
Yeah, you wake up, there's a pigeon right next to you. Like, what the hell? Crazy. Insane. But yeah, man. So I have a song that we was able to retain called Vibes, right? That shit is fire. I like you were saying earlier when the dueña asked you how your flow goes. In that song, you're like,
yeah, different.
Okay,
you're going 100 miles per hour, girl.
0 to 100, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like that one, yo.
I see some of your showcases too. I like the way that you bring the energy to your performance. Like you're very like energetic. If that makes any sense. A lot of artists get on stage and they're like,
yeah.
Some of them just have that personality.
You're like,
don't really.
You know what I'm saying? You're moving around. You're definitely performing. Like that's one thing that a lot of music artists don't understand, that you're an artist. So it's not only about the music. You have to also be able to perform. Right. The performance is very important because the performance is what brings the crowd into what you're saying. You know what I mean? Whatever you're spitting. If you just there stuck like a mummy, the crowd's not gonna understand what the fuck is going on. They're gonna be like, okay, the mummy returns.
One that I mean? You know, talk about a time where, have you ever had a situation like that where you were like on stage and like, because I'm a performer too, so I know it happens. It's just, you know, you just either forget your lines or, you know, just something didn't happen the way you planned. Do you think anything like that happened to you before?
Absolutely. It was devastating. I was still signed to the indie label, and we did a show at I think it was Reese Park, and it was like my first huge show. It was like a lot of people there. It was probably like maybe 1,000, maybe 1,500 people there. And yeah, it was a lot, and I was you know still gathering myself, getting myself together as far as an artist. So yeah, so I got on stage, and this is one thing that really taught me a valuable lesson: to never drink or do anything as far alcohol or whatever before you go on stage.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, so
you see the dueña trip over her own feet sometimes.
So
I got a video.
Oh my God, don't do that.
Those heels.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I had prepared for this show. We rehearsed, we did everything, to leading up to the show. And then there was this last minute change. My manager at the time, he decided to put like intro music, like as I'm walking on the stage, like the day of the performance. We had never practiced.
You guys never rehearsed it.
We never practiced that. So
you was like, what
exactly.
the fuck is going on?
Exactly. So mind you, he tells me this in the car. It's like 20, 30 minutes before I go on stage. And I'm like, okay. So mind you, I'm a little bit lit. I had some drinks. I was trying to calm my nerves because I was just like, oh my God, this is huge. Yeah. So I get on the stage, I do my whole intro. I got the crowd in tune. Everybody's like waiting to hear what I got to say. And then as I'm on the stage, the intro music starts to play. And I'm like, what is that? I froze because I
Oh
had
my
already gotten
god.
on the stage. I was already on stage. So the intro music starts playing. So I'm ready to spit my rap. And this intro music is playing. So I literally froze. I was devastated. I walked off the stage. I couldn't even get through the performance. I was so thrown off. So yeah,
Oh
that was
damn.
You heard when you heard the intro song, did you hear like a weird sound in your head like this? Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
no. I literally I wish I
He
had
was
made
like, manager, come on, what's going on?
I hear that each time I step on stage.
no, man.
That's
It
a
was
learning experience for you, though.
bad.
Man. I bet you learned from that experience though a lot.
I
Yeah.
definitely did. I don't drink before I go on stage. I save it for after.
But I think even if you were sober, the fact that it was your manager that introduced the intro, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you still would have been kind of like shocked, like, what the hell? That's not part of the act.
Right. I would have been flustered, but I think I might have been able to like try to figure it out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Because I
he
was
was
not
litty.
in my right.
Yeah.
Scared, as they say it, right?
He
Yeah.
was
Under the
lit.
influence.
Lit.
Exactly. So
Yeah, man. You was definitely far on the Rockaway for real.
for real. For real. Oh my
Oh
goodness.
man, but yeah,
I agree
those
with you
I
though.
think I think those things need to happen so that
Mhm.
you can build like a sense of what it is to perform live, and anything can happen.
Yeah,
So the fact that you was able to experience that made you a better performer, believe it or not.
definitely it did. I learned from that experience 100%.
Yeah,
100.
for sure.
Expect
I
one more.
haven't learned from that experience just yet, but I'm working
Whoa,
on
wait,
it.
wait. Is that no? You're lying. That's a lie. That doing you. I caught you, you liar.
Multiple
Gotcha.
times.
So they were.
I think I just sing better
I
when I'm
got you.
Gotcha, bitch.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
drunk.
Listen,
Not
this
a
one
rapper,
time
but I
you
sing.
was performing the
Don't
piano bar.
you think, Nelly? Come on, tell me the truth. I think I sing better when I'm drunk.
In the piano bar, I have a video. There's this place called the Piano Bar in Manhattan. I was
Dykeman
there.
in
I was
Manhattan.
right behind her on stage. Like I'm like her fan always. When she's performing, I'm always like right behind her. You'll see me like Suge Knight. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
was,
Suge Knight.
yeah, I was managing her that time. I
Suge
remember.
Knight.
And I was like, come on, man, come on. And she's like, and then she kind of like her heels kind of like
Oh my
they
goodness.
kind of like got like all funky and
Wow.
shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, get up and fight, get in there, come on. And she looks at me like, why are you screaming?
Oh my
Why are
goodness.
you screaming at me? I was lit.
That's crazy.
But once that song started, man, she got into the melody. This
Yeah.
girl, man, she sang like Whitney Houston, man. I swear to God,
Beautiful.
have a good voice. So if you ever need a collaborate with a
Hell yeah, we should do a collab, yo. What? I'll
Definitely.
sing you rap,
with a
yo.
singer,
Definitely. I would love that. I would
That's
love
what everyone's doing now anyway. You know what I mean? Like those I feel like those just add more empowerment to the song, you know, into the project. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be like, oh my God, look at these two artists and one does this and one does that. You know, it's like two heads better than one. You
you know
know?
what? To tell you the truth, the whole R&B hip hop mix is the best thing. It becomes a party record. It becomes more sentimental, and at the same time, both genres kind of like melt in together, and it does a beautiful job. Look at Ja Rule, Ashanti,
Mhm.
Lauryn Hill, you name it. I mean, Biggie and Mary J. Blige, Method Man, Mary J. Blige. You think about it, like rap
Missy
and
Elliott, Timbaland.
fire.
Yes.
Look at Drake and Chris Brown. Those songs are fire. They're all fire.
He
Absolutely.
could sing though. Drake actually do his own melodies though, because he could really
Yeah,
sing.
yeah, he can sing too. So, but it's just great to have both genres like mixed in together. I think it makes a good record.
I totally agree. I would love to do a collab. I would love it.
It
And then
has
some
love.
different languages too, you know what I mean? Like with some Spanish in there. And
Yes.
I heard you got like a mix of things. Do you speak anything other than English?
No, I speak English. Yeah, but I would love to learn. I'm still learning, picking up as
Um,
I go. Yeah.
Yeah.
because I thought you mentioned something Creole earlier.
Yeah, I don't know French. I don't know
Okay.
French, but
Okay.
I know it's a beautiful language. I wanna learn these languages. I just have to really strap down and, really
Yeah,
focus.
man.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
good,
I mean,
man.
I agree. I mean, my Spanish is a little, you know what I mean? Because I'm originally from Staten Island,
Uh-huh.
so
Oh,
like
you got the
nobody
R's.
speaks
You
Spanish
got the
over
R's.
there.
You got the R's in her language. Peacer. Yes,
You can make
peacer.
it fun of the way I talk.
Right.
And then I moved to Manhattan for like, for a long, long time. So, in Washington Heights and Dykeman up there in Wood. So
Right.
like they just took me in and I was just like, all right, well, I'm Spanish. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I fell right in. And
All right, hold on a
when
second.
you're forced to speak Spanish, that's when you learn.
She
Like,
was adopted.
Exactly.
Quiero,
Look,
mofongo.
I have her adoption papers right here.
Oh my God, man.
It said free 99,
Got the
baby.
little coupon if you want to redeem me.
I got a 20% discount when I adopted you. You talking about?
Fuck you.
Oh my God.
God damn.
I was like,
Get over here!
That's good. Adopt my
oh
ass.
man,
Yeah.
shit, man. So we have a question from our listeners came up. They said, um, have you noticed? Have you had to deal with any bias in the industry thus far as a female? Have you seen it personally? Have you had to interact with that? Has it happened to you? Has somebody been biased because you're a female? You look a certain way. You're an attractive lady. Have they used any type of bias towards you?
Um, I would think so. Probably not directly. I mean, I've had people tell me, okay, you sound a woman sounds better when she sings, right? Like I told someone I was a rapper, and I had someone tell me that, well, I think a woman sounds better when she sings. And I kind of brushed it off because I know in this industry you have to have tough skin.
Yeah, you do.
But
You
what
do.
that person, yeah, but what that person didn't know was that I actually do sing as well. I'm not, I don't.
Ah,
So, but I didn't pay it any mind. I sing my hooks, and I have songs where I have R&B songs as well. So, but yeah, that was one thing, and I think that maybe another instance I can say. One of my supporters, he told me, he couldn't believe that, no one had grabbed me up or signed me to like a major deal or something like that. And he was like, why is that? Why haven't you been, in these rooms? And I was like, I don't know, maybe it is, some bias, maybe, but I haven't experienced it personally where someone told me, okay, we can't sign you because you're brown skin, or we can't sign you because you're a female. But maybe that there's an underlying issue there as to why I haven't, gone farther right now, at this present time. So,
so quick question: when the guy that said that you could that the females sound better when they sing, did you end up singing for him, and you was like,
no, no,
Surprise,
you like
no,
surprise, mother effer.
no, I kind of, I didn't continue. I was at work, first of all, at
You
this
didn't
time.
entertain it. You didn't
Oh, okay,
entertain his
okay.
comment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
You was
you're
like,
I
yeah,
didn't.
whatever.
it's like different.
Exactly, because I know my capabilities, so I was just like, okay, this is
Mm.
the one person's opinion. He's probably not even really into hip hop like that. So maybe, I just kind of
Mhm.
left it alone. But and also I was at work, so I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing that I wanted to tell you was thank you for your service.
Oh,
You
thank you.
was in the service. You were in the army, correct? Army?
Yes, sir. I'm a reservist. I'm an army reservist.
Yes, man. That's dope, man. You can kick some fucking ass.
I
Go.
try not to hurt nobody.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's dope, man. That you was able to, um, as a as a female, it's kind of hard to take that leap, right, and go into the service, and do and defend our country in the sense. I
Yeah,
mean, so
yeah.
how was that experience for you?
It was different, and I was getting ready to say that it's like I find myself in a lot of these male-dominated industries.
I know. So say
I see that. I see
like,
that. I
well,
mean,
I go,
girl, you
I can
just
shoot a three. I can shoot a 3 too. Let's go.
I played basketball in
sometimes
high
that's what
Oh
you
yeah.
do.
I did. But yeah, it was different. That experience, it really
Oh,
I gotta
and
pause.
Oh, that's that Wi-Fi.
oh, that's not what happened. We froze. But go ahead,
Oh,
continue. I'm sorry. You
yeah,
can
you
start
good.
over again.
Am I good? Can you guys
You're
hear me?
good.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
good.
Okay, yeah,
I think it was the government. They found out. They're like, shit,
yeah,
you really
They
secret,
tap
top
into-
secret.
you mentioned the army, right? No,
They breach your contract.
no, as long as I'm not like politicizing anything in uniform, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but music was actually one of the main reasons why I joined, because I was doing everything, as far as on the music side, and I was just like, maybe I need a little bit more discipline. What is it that I need to kind of take me further with the music? Maybe I need to go into the service and understand what it's like to be a part of an organization where I have to listen to authority, 100% of the time, and maybe this can help me build my business. Maybe this can help me learn how to run my company if I were, not to be a drill sergeant, but just to gain that discipline and that understanding of how different things work. And I really believe it was like one of the best things I did. It really was. So,
Wow.
I know. I definitely agree with you.
yeah.
A lot of music artists, and dealt with a lot because I was into music management. I still do it here and there. I met a lot of knuckleheads. They don't listen. A lot of music artists don't listen. They already think that they're there, and they have no sense of authority. Like, you giving them constructive criticism is like crushing their dreams, where you're really trying to help them. And one thing is that I notice is a lot of artists don't have sense of authority. They already think they know what they're supposed to do. If that was the case, why are you hiring a manager? Why are you getting an entertainment lawyer for, if you know all the tools, right? Go do it yourself. But I've noticed that, and I think that part of you finding discipline and actually having a sense of authority now, it's gonna help you, man. You're gonna make it far for sure.
Thank you so much. Thank
And the
you.
fact that you took the initiative and you made the decision to join, you know what I mean? That's a big leap as well too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just like Nelly was saying, a lot of artists, they're just disrespectful, or they act like their shit don't stink. You know what I mean? They act like they can't make a mistake. They're just not humble at all. So the fact that you did that and made that decision for yourself and you did it, you know what I mean? Like, that's what's up, yo.
Yeah, like they'll
Lots of
want
respect.
they want to go to a recording session and they're like, "Oh, I want a bowl of M&Ms, though, only the red ones."
Oh no.
The fuck type shit is that?
Yeah,
Take out the blue ones and the other ones. I just want the red ones.
that's different. That's different.
Alrighty, that has nothing to do with music. What the fuck?
Where's my orange juice?
Yeah, where's my sweet potato pie?
Yeah, no, I never want to have that sense of entitlement. Like, I grew up just, my parents always told me that you have to work for what you get. You know what I mean? So I never want that sense of entitlement. I never want to be stigmatized as that person. So I definitely want to just, remain grounded and yeah, definitely.
That's how you actually.
Yeah, that shit hit me when you said that. That shit almost shed a tear, honestly. Yo, you're the first. I'm not gonna lie, we've had a lot of humble artists on the show. But the fact that you was able to, like, you say that you don't want to feel that's you don't want to be entitled. That shit is great, because a lot of artists have that issue, entitlement issues.
Right.
And
I ask you, Naiwan, what's your sign? What's your zodiac sign? Just curious.
Come on, that's such a girly question.
I ask everyone this, as you know.
She asked me yesterday 3 times, Nelson, what's your sign? I'm like, dude, you know me for 12
definitely
years.
Is a Sagittarius. Like, he definitely, like,
you love a
Sagittarius. I hear him go off, I'm like, oh God, that's that Sag talking.
You know you love Sagittarius, man. Stop it.
I do.
So anyway,
What's your sign?
I'm a Cancer.
A Cancer? Oh,
yes.
Okay. She's a tough cookie then. Cancers are tough.
And they tough.
Yeah.
But I can see now the whole army thing, you being there, like wrestling dudes.
Oh my
camp.
And they don't deal with no nonsense. Like none of that. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you get something that you
question, while you was in the service, do you have like that one guy who was trying to be a dick, like mad competitive towards you, and you had to beat him up a couple of times, or like beat him how to beat him? You had to beat him like at a challenge.
Oh,
so he was being a dick, like, oh, you're just a girl, you can't beat me.
No,
he probably would have said directly to you, but you knew that he was hating on you. You never had that issue.
You know what's so crazy? No, it was always the women.
Really?
It was the women, because we lived, you know, our quarters were different. We lived, you know, separately, so we spent time with our own, you know, our own gender. So yeah, I would see a lot of that, and I would really, you know, I would really try to stay to myself. But in the army, that like if you try to stay to yourself, you bring more attention to yourself. So it was like, yeah, you trying to, you know, try to stay in your own corner, whatever, because they knew that I had potential. They knew that, you know, I could, you know, be a leader. But you know, it was all new to me. It was like it was a foreign land, and I was just like, you know, taking everything in, and everything was happening so fast. And you know, I'm usually, you know, I'm quiet. You know, I talk, you know, you know, when I know somebody, or, you know, I get to know people, I talk, I'm friendly and stuff like that. But this environment was totally different. It was extremely hostile. You know, you get off a bus and you getting screamed at. So you like, oh my God, what's happening here? So yeah, it was different. It was different. But yeah, I didn't really have any of the males, you know, come at me like that. No.
All right. Are you allowed to disclose what division you were in? Like, were you infantry or?
Yes.
Are you allowed to discuss that? I want you to get
yes.
Joe Biden knocking on your door, like, what's up?
Yes. I was actually engineer 168 engineer battalion.
Oh, nice. Wow. So you were on the techie side.
Right. So yeah, we learned the infantry side and everything like that. But my occupational specialty was electrical engineering.
Nice.
So
wow.
So your division is the ones that go like on the battlefield and fix shit when the shit gets fucked up. You guys just go and like.
Right, and we build stuff.
You build stuff. Damn, man. So you could build like a little robot real quick.
I won't say I could build a robot, but I could wire up some things.
Yeah, girl, don't wire me.
Catapult or something. You like catapult or something, put Nelly on it, and then phew.
Cannonball! You see my fat ass flying. All right, so you're okay, man. We got night one in the building, man. Thank you for your service. We're gonna jump into Vibes, which is a song that I think is new, because I see you posted like three or 4 weeks ago. It's a new song, right? Correct?
Yes, it's brand new. It's going on a project that I'm working on. It's called The Unsuspected 2. It's a new installment. It's a new installment to my series I put together. I have The Unsuspected 1 out, and The Unsuspected 1.5. I call it like an interlude. It was like a little EP I did in between those two. So The Unsuspected 2 is on the way. And
awesome.
Yeah, I have another EP that I'm working on called Track Record for Heartbreak. That's more the R&B and the singing side of 9-1. So yeah.
Okay, so quick question. Did you do the beat for this one too?
No, actually this beat is produced by RK.
RK, I see that's what I meant. I was gonna ask you because it says RK on it. I was wondering if it was part of an EP. Well, that's the producer, RK.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Great. So let's go into it, man. So we'll be right back. Then at the Roundtable Podcast, man. Independent women is the topic of the day. You know what I'm saying? Put your hands up with me, independent ladies. You already know what it is. That sounded, I know, I look kind of fruity, but it is what it is. You know, I'm down with the, with the female movement. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed.
We appreciate you.
We're gonna go into it. We'll be right back.
What's up? Welcome to Far Rockaway. Okay. Raise your vibe, raise your vibe. Going high, I prescribe a major vibe, a major vibe. I'm going live when I arrive. Raise your vibe, raise your vibe. Going high, I prescribe a major vibe, a major vibe. I'm going live when I arrive. Nexus, look at my solar plexus. Put me in a drop top Lexus. All of my time is precious. I thank God for blessings. Lesson now in session. I am my biggest investment. I'm gonna eat ice for breakfast. Hold on, I see my future. Know my Nova Super. I'm a lunar trooper. Watch how I maneuver. I love all my viewers. What do I sell consumers? Take you on a ride, I'm Uber. Do you want the Cooper Cruiser? Mixing ability with my agility. I feel adrenaline. If he a gentleman, gotta be genuine. Balance the feminine. I am so eminent. Send me the bill again. I am a force. I'm on a course. Hand me the fork. Go to the source. Gribble like torch. Got off the porch. I am the court. This is sport. This is sport. Raise your vibe. Raise your vibe. Going high. I prescribe a major vibe. A major vibe. I'm going live when I arrive. Raise your vibe. Raise your vibe. Going high. I prescribe a major vibe. A major vibe. I'm going live when I arrive. Psalm 7:22, 92. God, heaven, what to do? What to do? Coming through, make a move. Gotta do what I gotta do. Holy sire, enemies, fire, connected, wire, Satan, liar, everything prior. I do what I'm required. I'm not normal, take it through the portal, soul immortal. Let me inform you, everything oral ain't a quarrel. Hop on a wave, give you a raise, multiple ways. Watch the appraisal, level amaze, surfing the page. What's gonna save you? Speaking of days, this ain't the last. I'm on a binge, handle my biz, swim on a whim. Over the bridge, I'm gonna live. Orbit in the body, automotive on Bugatti. High performance, spatial touring, this sequential Fibonacci. Build a U, you know Miyazaki. Call me Shroom on Shiitake. Getting money, getting broccoli. No, my Adam can't be copied. Raise your vibe, raise your vibe. Going high, I prescribe a major vibe, a major vibe. I'm going live when I arrive. Raise your vibe, raise your vibe. Going high, I prescribe a major vibe, a major vibe. I'm going live when I arrive.
Yo, vibes, man. Major vibes. Major vibes. Damn.
Oh yeah,
Dope.
Jets, man.
I could blast that in my car.
Yes.
Yo, man.
Yes,
Your lyrical aspect of your music is insane. You was like like an arsenal. You was like infantry. Pa, 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 pa. You were just you started off at a tempo and then you just sped up, and it was after that, and then you came back down and you did it again.
Yeah.
Because you have to be like you have to know how to control like your breathing and shit.
Absolutely. That's
Really hard. How hard is that? Like controlling your breathing while you're trying to speed up and slow down and kind of like stay at that level.
It's really hard. Because I sit down and when I'm writing sometimes I be like, yo, who told me to rap fast? Like why am I doing this to myself? And I do it all the time. So yeah, it's tough. It's really a craft that you have to like really work on it constantly. So yeah, it's not easy at all.
That's not easy. That's a lot of blanks you gotta fill. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yep.
But yo, big up. I like that song. That song was popping. Like I'll definitely be bumping that in my car down here. They're gonna be looking at me like, yo, what is this? What is this sound? Like that's not dirty South. That's not Florida.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
Well, I can see why you sound like yourself though. Like when you said about, you sounded like yourself. Like I really couldn't compare you to anyone else.
Right. Yeah.
Record, because I mean, honestly, I'm getting familiar with your music now. It's the first time I heard the record, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can see why she said that now.
Yeah.
And you definitely have a flow though, and I mean, sometimes I see the beat could take you there. The beat definitely take you there, and where you just kind of like you catch yourself on it as you flow with the beat. So, what's your process though when you actually create a record like that? When you start to write to a beat like that?
Well, this one, I was really intentional. I had flown to Atlanta. I actually recorded this at a studio in Atlanta. And I had made this sporadic, spontaneous move to just go to Atlanta because I was like, okay, I really want to, I want to change my scenery. I want to go somewhere, and I want to be creative, and I just want to be spontaneous. So I went to Atlanta, no plan. And I hopped on a plane and I said, I'm going. And I went, and when I got there, I said, okay, I'm gonna find me a studio, and I'm gonna record something here. So
Wow.
at that time, I was going through a tough time, and everything with COVID going on, and I was feeling sad, and I didn't want to write a sad song. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna use all of this energy, all of these emotions right now to push something else out of me that's going to help somebody else. And it's going to, at the same time, it's going to help me, it's going to encourage me, and I'm going to encourage somebody else. And I was really, really, really intentional when I was writing this record, because I was like, you know what? There's a lot going on, and I want to write a motivational song. I don't want to write a sad song. You know what I mean? So I did that. I took all that energy and I kind of transformed it, and I kind of did some alchemy, I guess, and that came out, and I was so happy. I was so happy with the outcome of it. So yeah,
Nice. It came out dope.
thank you,
All right, man.
thank you,
Well,
thank you so much.
congratulations, man. It's definitely a hit record. I like it. I think I see it doing a lot of hits, a lot of numbers.
Thank you.
Fire, fire.
Yeah, that was lit.
Yeah.
We need, you know what I mean? Especially the being a woman in the music industry, you know what I mean? It's like, especially with the rapping aspect of it, like some women feel like they just gotta go in and be nasty and hardcore and stuff because they gotta like prove themselves, you know what I mean? Like it really don't gotta be like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone has their moments, everyone has their hardcore moments, you know what I'm saying? And then they got their happy moments, motivating moments. So it's like, you can't really, you have to diversify because like we're human. We got different, we got different moods sometimes. Like sometimes I'm just mad and I just want to rap like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you're hangry.
Absolutely.
Or when I'm hangry, you know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I totally agree with that. It's like, yeah, you said diversify, and that's definitely the type of artist I strive to be, is just somebody that has variety. I don't just sound one way. I can do a few different things, So thank you.
That's what separates you from everybody else, though. Being diverse.
Thank you.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Versatility is the key. But I'll be honest with you, man. Like you rap a lot better than a lot of guys I know, and a lot of female rappers in the industry rap a lot better than a lot of rappers, a lot of male rappers. They rap a lot. Like I can put up, like let's say for instance, like Nicki Minaj, she'll kick like half of the industry out, like other guys. She's nasty like that. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Like, thank God for like the women that took the guys head on early in the music game, right? Like Little Kim, Foxy Brown. They had to go through a lot. E from the Rough Riders, MC Light, Queen Latifah, all those girls. They had to really like put in the work for other female artists, like the likes of Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, and now yourself and future female artists.
Don't forget Queen Latifah, the MC Light.
Yeah, we just said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you not listening to me, buddy? Fuck is going on over there? He's dialed up. Yo, last night, I'll tell you, Jay. Last night, right? We have a DJ that he on the Sunday a session with us, right? You know the other day, right? You met the other day.
Yeah.
Producer. He be smoking reefer a lot, so he was high as fuck. And
he was.
Yo, what type of weed you on? You're on Wi-Fi or you're on like the old dial-up network? So we made up two strains. Yeah, we made two strains, dialed up and Wi-Fi last night.
Oh wow!
Oh, man, you guys made a joke.
Yeah, man,
it was like, what you smoking the other days? You smoking that Wi-Fi?
For that Wi-Fi, you gotta say Wi-Fi. You can't even say Wi-Fi. You gotta say Wi-Fi.
No, that's what you said.
Yo,
I know pique de pani, okay? I say Wi-Fi.
So listen, man. Let's just get your social. We're gonna do your social media drops at the end as well, but let's get them in right now before we get into the second half, independent women, main topic. Let's just let people know where they can find your social media, your music, everything about you, so they can get acclimated with your music.
Absolutely. On Instagram, you can find me at 91ENT and 91Beats. So you spell it NAI, the number one ENT. And also my beat page is 91 Beats, NAI, the number one Beats, BEATS.
Awesome. And one more thing, when I get back in shape, I'm gonna challenge you to a pull-up contest. You heard? I see you
Oh,
doing pull-ups. I used to be the
yeah,
man.
I'm still working on it. I'm still working on it.
I saw that too.
Absolutely.
That's my fongo right there.
Mofongo, yeah, for sure, man. So
No, yeah, we could definitely do that because I need some motivation too.
there you go, man.
Oh
I
man.
used to be hardcore on that shit. Hardcore. So
Hell
hardcore.
yeah, me too. Yo, I need someone to whip my ass into shape.
I used to make people throw up in the gym.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, get
Oh,
the fuck up, do 10 push-ups. No. I was that drill sergeant. I would have wanted. If I would have been in the army, would have been a drill sergeant.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see it.
Don't worry, Nelson. You make me throw up too.
In different ways.
In different ways.
Independent women.
Oh,
Lucy Liu with my girl Drew, Cameron D.
All right, that's a copyright infringement, but anyway, we're trying to monetize off this episode. You got 15 seconds. Remember, we had a video blogger on last night, and he was saying that you're allowed to like do little snippets. He said you go with 15 seconds, you can't monetize. So we were like 10 seconds, I think, right?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Nah, not even. That was like 5, 6.
5 seconds. Okay, but anyway, independent women is our main topic of the day.
Yes.
Our guest is independent. You're independent women. How do you feel being independent and being a woman in America, independent, and also a minority too? Because we're minorities, because we're brown and black, so we're not the majority. So you have you have a lot of things against you. I'm sorry to scare you, but it's the truth.
No. I
on the same boat though.
It's
that makes you stronger though at the end of the day.
Exactly. It's exactly. And I feel like there's like I use the word stigma earlier, but it's like this stigma against Black women, and we have certain certain reputations, and certain things that are said about us, and that's not necessarily always true, but we push through. We're strong, we are fighters, and we go hard for what we want, especially in a country where all of these things, these different moving parts are like like you said, these things against us, this machine that's pressing against us. I honestly feel like we are superwomen. We continue, we strive. I think one of the statistics I read about that, Black women are actually some of the most educated women in the United States. So, we don't let those things stop us. We don't let, the opinions of others stop us. We know what we want, and we're going for it. So I'm proud to be a Black woman. I'm proud to be a Black woman in America. And like you said, it just makes me that much stronger.
I'll tell you.
Ooh, girl, you inspire me.
Get up off your seat, LaDoya. Do something about yourself. Do it now. 10 push-ups. Listen, you saying that, man? It's 100% actual, factual. One of the best scientists in the America are Black women, politicians, lawyers. You believe it or not, the best statistically.
Well, yeah, educated.
The lady who actually created the vaccine is the African American lady.
I heard about that.
Late scientist.
Yep.
The vaccine for COVID-19. So,
yep.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of the best doctors in the United States are of African American descent. So, it's just goes to show you that I think it's nasty as fuck, and it's like despicable that hatred exists the way that it exists, and that racism is something that's actually really real. and the history behind it. But I think the oppression part of it kind of makes us work a little bit harder for what
Yeah.
we want.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think when you're privileged, you kind of don't understand those things, and you think that you have entitlement issues. But I think oppression, in one sense, on a positive sense, kind of helps us kind of strive a little bit harder for what we want, because we know what we're up against. So it makes us kind of fight a little bit harder, right? I mean, I would think.
I agree. I was about to say that too.
Mm.
I feel like because we're in that sort of oppression, we feel like we got to fight a little bit harder, and it takes a whole lot more to knock us down versus someone who's privileged, or it's been handed everything to them, you know what I mean, handed
Yeah.
the education, handed the Harvard degrees and all those Ivy Leagues and all that, you know what I mean. Like, it's just totally different, and I feel like I owe a lot of my success to that too, because I'm a single mother, Latina. I have a 17-year-old child, and I have a few websites and a few other projects going on. You know what I mean? And I feel like the only way I was able to get through that was because the people who doubted me, pretty much. The people who literally said to my face, like, yo, you're not going to do anything. Like, what? You trying to get into the music and run a couple of separate businesses and run your own website and own your own house and your own car. But I did it.
Yes, ma'am. Beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Yes, yes.
Right. Oh my God.
You know?
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
talking
And
about.
I'm so proud of you, and I'm so honored to be on this show with you guys. We are all people of color,
Yeah.
and we've all had our struggles and everything. So I'm just grateful and so proud to be a part of this movement that you guys have. So thank you for allowing me on here
Nah,
today.
that means a lot to us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And yeah,
No,
man.
I
For
mean,
sure.
you're inspiring me. You're like igniting, exactly, like, you know what I mean? Because another thing is that once you reach a certain level, you know what I mean, then you kind of tend to slow down, or you just don't push as hard, you know what I mean? But it's very important to surround yourself with like-minded people, just as yourself,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? To like, even though I got what I wanted, but I just want to keep pushing harder and see what else I'm capable of, because you just
Right.
never know until you try.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's one of the things that me and I we was talking on the messages on Instagram. We was like, I told her, like, listen, we're here to help each other out, man, because that's all we got is us. We know what time it is, in the world, especially where we live at in the United States, and unfortunately, we are part of the free world, but it's not that free as we think it is. So
Of course not.
all we got is all we got is us, and all we can do is work together towards a cause. And I was telling her, yo, we got this, girl. We're gonna kill it tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Bullseye.
Definitely gotta have more conversations like this, because you gotta spread more awareness about the reality, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because some of us, we see it, but we don't see it. In other words, you
Yeah.
know. And having a topic, independent woman, though, I'm glad that you actually brought that topic up, because that's a topic that I think we're seeing definitely a new adjustment now. Because honestly, look at what happened just last week. We have a first female vice president,
Right.
Kamala Harris. So that definitely should speak a lot of volumes. And I mean, aside from just race, I mean, just in the gender wise, women definitely went through a lot historically. And a lot has to do with culture, though. Culture definitely has a big part of that, of really indoctrinating females of how to play their positions, in other words, and they stick to, some of them, the majority of them really get into that culture, and they get trapped there where you're not supposed to, go that far. You're not supposed to do that job, or, be a CEO or be a president, whatever the case is, because of how they were brought up. But we definitely seeing like a cultural shift now with women. Now that they're progressing more, and more of them are becoming more dominant, and they don't feel as if they need to be with someone just to make it. You know what I mean? Because usually it would be like that, where they actually need that backbone. And now we're seeing a whole difference now. So I definitely applaud you for that. That you actually at a young age started becoming more independent. And I'm speaking from a father's perspective, because I have two daughters. And my two daughters, the first thing I teach them, don't fall in for the okie doke with the culture, because the culture will trap you, and you can't fall for that. You got to break over that and understand that you are your own person. You're a human being just like everybody else, and you just got to like do your best and do what you did. You know, do what you think is in your heart. You know, in other words. So I definitely applaud you again for that.
And this is not hard to say. I just want to piggyback off of what you just said. I know this is about independent women, and I just really want to thank you for saying that, and I want to just revere our men. You know what I mean? I want to hold our men. I want to hold our men up and really just pay, you know, more attention to the fact that, you know, there is this kind of stigmatized thing about relationships and men versus women a lot of times. And, you know, I'm an independent woman, so I can do this on my own. And, you know, it's really important to know that, you know, our men are there. All of our men are not bad. You know what I mean? And I want to shine a light on our men, because, you know, there are those moments where, you know, you come across certain things on social media and you see all the negative things said about our men. And I just want to hold our men up. And I want to say I'm thankful for the men, because I have a lot of men supporters, you know what I mean? And, you know, that union and that relationship between the man and the woman is very, very, very important. So I want to shout you guys out as well. So thank you.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's about time we get some respect around here.
We're all one, you know. I mean, at the end of the day, we're still human. You know, we still need, you know, the same necessity to live. You know, just suppose, you know, we just, you know, have different biological, you know, parts. You know what I mean? You want to get on a scientific level, but we're still human beings, though. So you're definitely right about that. Definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, I definitely applaud you for giving us the shout outs, because not all men are the same, but in the majority sense, right? Which we're not the majority. Females are the majority, population wise. For a very long time in the world, and here in the free world, women were not allowed to do certain things. They couldn't work certain jobs. They didn't even have the right to vote. Right. They were basically nobodies in society, and it was sad. They were brought up to be housewives, and that's all. Have kids and not get educated and not do anything. And thank God that there has been women in the history who have stood up for the right to be equal and have fought for that. And you know, I mean, there's so many to mention, so many women who've had, you know, actually stood up for the rights to have the right to vote, the right to work, the right for equal wages. Even until this day, there's certain jobs that if you're a female, you get paid less for. You know what I mean? Yeah. Things are changing. There's a lot of sexism still in the corporate world.
Still,
so, it's changing, and there's more women in power now. There's more women heads of companies, which is great, because it's teaching the younger generation to actually understand that they too could be the head CEO of a company. You know what I mean? Yes, they could be their own bosses. They could run their own show too. You know, like even on TV, you still see in movies and in series and in TV shows, like the CEO is a guy. Why can't it be a lady? So there's still little things that need to get changed in that sense. But for the most part, I think we're doing a little bit of a better job as a society to change that. But we still have a lot of groundwork to do, though, for sure. Totally. It's still a man's world in a sense, even though you guys make up more population-wise than we do.
Right. Yeah, we outnumbered. Yeah, that's true.
Definitely. I think in New York City, it's like 7 to 1 guy, 7-1.
Oh wow!
So I didn't know that. I didn't know the
That's why these guys got here acting like that's the guys out here. They have too many ladies in their hands.
Too, though, because that's another thing about culture, though, where certain females can't do certain things that men can do. You know what I'm saying? Behave a different way. You know, which, you know, gives men a more of a room, I guess, right? To really, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, again, though, it is a lot of things that, you know, makes it very difficult for a lot of women overall, though. Definitely.
But I will say this though, and I don't want to sound biased. I'm not being biased because I just said something beautiful about you guys, right? A few seconds ago, right? So I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go the other direction right now. I'm gonna go the other direction. It comes as I can't find the right word to say, but sometimes it gets out of control, like the feminism thing, right? And there's certain things that women cannot do that man can. You see what I'm saying? Like certain things, you know what I mean? Like reproduction, women can do, but men can't. You see what I'm saying? And like,
and the same applies, to, vice versa.
Yeah, well, in the movie Junior, Arnold Schwarzenegger had a kid, but it's a movie, you know what I mean? But but what I meant to say is like I don't think like say for instance in sports, right? This is where I was gonna get to sports. I don't think it's fair, no matter how tough a lady is, to go up against some big muscular guys in a basketball game. It's not fair. You know what I mean? It's not. So those are things right there, like in the sports world, that I think that don't make sense. And I think the feminism thing has gone too far, where they want to be involved in sports with men, and I don't think it's a good idea. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, science explains that. Science explains that. That's science. Men are just, biologically speaking, more physically built than women.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not an opinion. In other words, it's not an opinion. Like most men are stronger than women. So,
but the feminine movement has moved into that area, and I think they've gone a little bit too far.
I mean, I do sort of agree with what Nelson is saying, especially sports wise, or where you have those what's the word? Where you have like the men and women in the same soccer team or the same, football team, like I kind of agree a little bit. It kind of depends. But then again, there are different builds of men either way. There's really big men, there's little scrawny guys, you know what I mean? But it's a challenge, especially like what John Tavar was talking about, like scientifically, it's like, all right, how am I supposed to go against this? I'm like 5'3" and I'm playing against another team with this guy who's like 6 feet tall. Like, hello.
Yeah. I think if they made it like a co-ed league, then it'll be a little bit different. Like equaled, you know what I mean? They make a equal co-ed teams, because I've seen co-ed teams kind of like equal each other out.
Well, yeah. I think with combat sports, it's a little bit different though, because combat sports is a combat sport.
Yeah, like in boxing,
like baseball, football, yeah, definitely, because that's why they trying to like stop transgenders of being part of combat sports and the female, because they know they still have like the male's organs. They still have that manpower, which is very dangerous if they put them in a ring with a actual female.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. See, those are the things that I think the feminist movement has gone too far. They're pushing for things like that, and they don't understand like the actual ability of having somebody overpower somebody else. Like I understand in the workforce and in the corporate world, it's a whole different ballgame. But when it comes to actual physical sports,
it's a little different.
Some people can hurt other people real bad if those things kind of integrate. Ugh, got a tongue twister. I hate those tongue twisters.
Integrate.
There you go.
Yeah. But I mean, again, though, going back to the main topic, though, independent women, that's something that we still gotta, applaud, because, we're seeing a shift. I mean, gradually we're seeing it, but it's happening though. But we just got to continue though pushing it. I mean, I think men got to take more initiative too to push that as well. They don't feel as if, don't feel intimidated, because I'll be straight up with you. I could care less if my wife makes more money than me. Like, I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, yeah, we got a divorce. I'm taking your money. You pay me child support.
Child support.
What? I'm in that case where, me and a significant other at one time, and I was making more money than him. I'm in the corporate world. So I worked my way up, with a big corporate company. I've been with them for like over 10 plus years. And so I was like making more money than him. And then he was just like feeling a certain way. And it's just like, I mean, you can make more money too. Like, shit, I wish you made more money than me. I ain't trying to work like this, you know.
You're a sugar mama.
Intimidated.
I want you to be my sugar mama. Doing you.
Fuck out of here.
All that money. I'm gonna quit my job today. Fuck the podcast. I'm out. I'm going to Florida.
Yeah, right. You better come with some money.
Oh man, but listen, the Equal Rights amendment that was passed on the United States Constitution gave women a lot of a mission to the workforce, in a sense, equal rights. But you can still see it. There's still a lot of bias. But the ERA, which is the Equal Rights Amendment, gave women an opportunity, primarily during World War II, to kind of like prove themselves that they can also work. During World War II, a lot of men had to go to war, right? And the females had to take over in the industry. And they proved themselves, and the Equal Rights Amendment came through, and it helped a lot. You know, they finally got recognition.
Wow, that's beautiful. I just got a history lesson real quick.
Yeah, girl.
I mean, I'm in an actual female profession as an educator. It's dominant, more females than males. But that's how it actually happened, because, they needed to replace the educators, the male educators. And that's how, teaching became more of a dominant female profession because of that.
Wow.
Yeah, because if you guys remember, you being in the service, you probably heard about this, but back in the day, you had no choice.
Oh yeah,
you got drafted. Men got drafted into war during wartime, because there was a big necessity for troops, right? Yeah. So you get drafted, your dad gets drafted. Mm-hmm. All the guys in your home goes, who's gonna hold it down? You got to work. You got to survive. So you start working, you prove yourself, and then next thing you know, you got all the the women started accumulating all the jobs that the men had because of it.
Yeah.
So and then that kind of like was an eye opener for the society, and be like, okay, she can run a machine just like a man can. Mm-hmm. So let's give her the job and pay her less. That's what happened. They started paying less.
That's what it was. Yeah.
They started fighting for equal rights, and then the Equal Rights Amendment kind of like paved it out to where, okay, they do the same type of work, they could run the same machine, so why not pay them the same? They proved it.
Wow. Incredible. Yeah. Incredible. Thank you for that.
Girl, don't let nobody shortchange you, all right?
Oh,
pay much money.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, man.
That lesson right there. I appreciate it.
Thanks to the Army draft. Definitely was an eye opener to society that women actually needed to be equal in the workforce and in wages and just the right for them to vote and put the right political leaders in office, because there was a point where you guys couldn't even vote.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Crazy.
And we still see those things in third world countries where women still are being treated bad. So I mean,
big time. That's
big time, man.
Big
for sure.
Yes.
Parts of the world, women are being like castrated, and so certain body parts, and they can't do certain things. So it's really incredible. So
and it's a big number. It's like millions that have been castrated of their female parts, like millions. That's insane.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I think I'm not so sure. There was the first female president in the world. I think she was from Iceland. There you go. In 1930. So she kind of like was an advocate for women independency, because she wanted to see other women in the head of state like she was, and that kind of started like a little like domino effect throughout the world.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, someone got to break that.
And it was,
if one person breaks that, then people will start to follow.
Exactly. I mean, just also keep in mind that all of this change is recent. You know what I mean? Like what, 50, 60, 70 years ago? Like not that long ago. You know what I'm saying? So we're still in the process of, you know, continuing that change and you know, dealing with the momentum. You know what I mean? So we just got to keep up with the momentum and you know, remind people that, you know, that we are equal in, you know what I mean, especially like in the work field. Like one, like, you know, Dinner at the Round Table, the original, if you know like literature, you know, the original Dinner at the Round Table is with Dorothy Parker and the Vicious Circle. And I actually work at the hotel. It's called the Algonquin Hotel. And one, that's the oldest hotel in Manhattan. Like that hotel was built in 1902. So one of the craziest things, like when you start working there, then, you know, you start learning about all the history and all the things that took place. And one of the most important things that Algonquin Hotel was actually pioneer of was, which is really small, it's not really a big deal to anyone, but it kind of caught my attention, was they allowed women to check into their own hotel room. And this was like in the 1920s. And so when you think about it, you know, it's just something so small and minor to some, you know, like what, women couldn't check into their own hotel? Like, why? Like, no, like back in the 20s, you know, well, back then, the women who would check into a hotel, like they automatically assumed that they were prostituting or something like that. Yeah. And so they had to be escorted by a male, like a porter or a bellman or something like that. But it was the Algonquin Hotel that was actually the first hotel.
What year was that? Because the Martha Washington Hotel, where I used to work at, was actually the first hotel for prominent women in society. And
it was supposed to be back in the 1920s. So like when we
the Martha Washington came out in 1896.
1896?
For prominent women who were being oppressed. So
then maybe if anything, you know, the Algonquin Hotel was
a part of the whole movement, probably.
But it was 1920. From what I understand. So we
talk about challenging you, by the way. I was just trying to like tell you that.
No, yeah, I mean, I wasn't there, so you know.
I wasn't trying to be male dominant or anything.
He's not been.
I wasn't oppressing you.
I'm sorry. I just want to. I don't want the computer to die. Let me just grab my my charger really quick.
Go ahead, girl. Okay. Do your thing. You. But yeah, the female.
Where's that at? That's in Manhattan? The Martha.
You went to go see me at that time.
Oh, that one.
The Redberry. It's called the Redberry now, but the Martha Washington Hotel was actually the first hotel built for prominent women in America that wanted to escape like abused husbands or the corporate tension where they weren't allowed to do what you were saying. Yeah. It's in 1896, I think. I forget. So look it up. Let's look it up.
I'll look that up. But yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, the Algonquin Hotel was, you know, they were supposedly, it started off as, I think a lot of the hotels started off as like apartment buildings.
Yeah, most of them started off.
Yeah, so like that's how the Algonquin Hotel started as. And then I think in 1902 was when they, you know, changed.
Let's bring it up real quick, La Doña, so you can see.
Huh?
I'm gonna bring it up so we can share it with our viewers. Sorry, don't beat me up. I don't like to challenge you, La Doña. I was just hyped because I used to work there, so I know. No pun intended. Okay. When the Martha Washington Hotel was first inaugurated in 1903, it was open exclusively to women and later housed luminaries ranging from Eleanor Roosevelt to Louis Brooks. So it was the first like hotel for women to actually prominent women to do their thing. It was like an escape for them to go there, to get away from like, you know, the male dominated world and shit. Like they were.
I mean, yeah, that's what's up. You know, lots of changes was going down around that time. You know.
Let's see here. Coming up. Built in 1901, opened in 1903. For the Women's Hotel Company, yep. It was originally a women's only hotel.
Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's up, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of history in that.
A whole lot older than I thought, you know?
Yeah. All right, we're back. But yeah, man, independent women, man, for sure. And this was the. I'm gonna show you the first. I'm gonna show you guys the first female president in the world. She was actually elected 3 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, after her first time, so she's big. She's from Iceland. Um,
I really appreciate this because I'm learning a lot.
this is her right here.
Nice.
She was born in 1930 to a wealthy parents. Obviously, you could tell by the little scarf that she got bred.
A little scarf.
she's very was very educated too as well, and then finally got a BA degree in she taught French and television in 1970. The mother, okay, we don't want to hear about your mother. Let's see what's going on here. She won the election in 1980. She won the first election in 1980.
And where is this, in Iceland?
Iceland, yes, the first female president in the world.
That's great.
And then she got elected 3 times, and then after that, if I'm not mistaken, is the Nicaragua for the president, the female president from Nicaragua.
That's my country, okay.
She was the second female president in the world ever in the history of the world. So shout out to Nicaragua.
You know.
Yeah.
My dad was born in Nicaragua.
I want to go there, man.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that now. I'm a little scared to go. I actually never been, but my dad was born in Managua, and then he came to Washington Heights, like when he was 15 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then happened to Staten Island. I don't know why. I don't know how, but
yeah. And no, and I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, you imagine being the president of a country and you're like a lady? That's crazy.
Well, like, yeah, culturally, you think about it, like, yeah, it's crazy. But, you know, when you think about, like, most people that are brought up in households, who's the actual leader? You know,
the mother.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you really think about it from that standpoint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's what I'm saying. Is like, that's what I meant when I said it was crazy, because if you think about it, the one that holds down the fort at home is the ladies.
Yeah.
They take care of us, the men. They take care of the kids. They do all the, you know, they're the ones that basically nurture everybody, even the men. The guy who's out there making, you know, whatever he's doing, making $100,000, you know, whatever amount of money he's making, who he comes home to, who takes care of him? The queen. Every king needs a queen.
Oh yeah, you know, for sure. No,
don't you have queens in different countries and different parts of the world where the whole country is ruled by a queen or empress or something like that?
Queen Elizabeth, she's running Columbus.
And let's not forget about the most ruthless leader of all time.
Isabel, I said Queen Elizabeth.
The most ruthless leader of all time was Cleopatra. She was a female. She took over empires that were ran by very important men in the world. She took them out. She was the most ruthless leader in the history, one of the most ruthless, but she was top 3 most ruthless leaders in the history of the world, and she was female. She was a female. She used the art of seduction to get to them too, but let's not talk about that.
It's getting deep.
You know what I mean?
You had this right here, Daddy, unless you give me your country.
It's getting deep.
I guess, you know, back then the people had to work with what they had.
Oh,
yeah, man, can't get no buns if you don't give me your whole empire. You give my peasants, my grass, and my.
Can I have the whole country?
I'll give you all the livestock we have. Don't worry about it.
I'll make you soup every day.
Oh man.
I'll give you my castle and all the gold in it. Just give me that ass, girl.
You don't have to give me the world. Just give me the country.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, she got Caesar real good. She got him, man, real good. Caesar lost everything behind her, bro. He was obsessed with her. He got her.
That bitch.
Yeah, he got her. She got a lot. And she was tough too. She was tough. She was a fighter. You know, so she had a lot of like war strategies that were unknown at the time that she would use to get to take over other empires. So think about it. Women been running the world on the low for a long time.
What's that song by Beyonce?
Which are independent women?
Who run the world?
Who run the girls? If you think about it, you guys give life. I mean, you guys need a little bit of us to make the rest of it, but you guys took a rib from us, supposedly according to the Bible. But according to the Bible, didn't God like take a rib and made a woman or some shit? But at the end of the day, I think God might be female.
It's getting deep.
When God gets mad, kind of reminds me of that week of the month.
Oh my God!
Oh Lord!
Oh man!
Like when it rains or something. Is that what
when it rains, you know what I'm talking about. Is that what is it called? Monica said it best. Remember Monica? It's just one of them days that a girl goes through when she's angry inside.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking out on you.
Angry inside.
Get it. Remember that shit?
I was thinking of another Monica when you said that. I was like,
come on, how can you forget about the real? You talking about Monica from Friends?
I was thinking about Monica Lewinsky. I thought that's
wow.
What the hell?
Wow.
You was thinking about Bill Clinton, you nasty.
Oh,
I was like, what? But then you were talking about my Monica. I love that girl. She inspired me a lot into my R&B. Like, I was like trying to see her hit them notes, and I'm like, I think I can hit them notes. Yeah.
I gotta hear you sing. I gotta find you. We gotta exchange information and everything.
Absolutely. Well, I got your Instagram, so I'll DM you there, and then you can.
Yes, please.
Absolutely, man. So I mean, there's a lot more to go. I'm sorry, girls. Continue. You guys can have your little Powerpuff Girl moments.
I'm messing up.
It is your episode.
I'm the green Powerpuff Girl.
Yeah, I mean, it is the episode's about y'all. So go ahead, do your thing. Jay, let's turn off the cameras, Jay, for 10 minutes. They let them rock out.
No.
It's off the camera.
Independent women.
It's like I bet you, her and I probably could get on a project and get that thing popping. And I'm here in Florida, and she's up there in New York, and you know what I'm saying. But we women, so we just creative, and we'll just work out somehow.
Yeah, just don't get catty on us, okay, guys?
No. That's not what I'm about.
What?
Absolutely not.
What Nelson is talking about is some like after after one of the performances, I had to throw down a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I understand.
But listen, you didn't.
It happens, But listen, and you know what the crazy thing was? I think we were both drunk, but she was like, I saw this girl drinking Henny like all night long. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I was just taking little sips in here, just a little buzz. Right. But you know what I'm saying? She tried me.
Oh Lord.
Was she like a Latin queen? She tried to jump you or some shit? You gotta like put in a headlock. I heard something like that. I wasn't there that day.
Got crazy like that?
Yeah, it got crazy, man. She put Vaseline in her face. She took out her box cutter. She's like, I caught ya.
Did it?
Oh my goodness.
Is that true?
Because her face got cut up, but I don't know how that happened.
Oh man, that was crazy.
I don't know how that happened. I really don't.
We hear that with your cheetah hands. Fuck out of here.
Oh my goodness.
But listen, if she does, the Army veteran here, she'll shoot you. So
that's why I like her.
We're not gonna do that.
She'll take you down.
No, that's why I
Tangle
like
down. Tangle down.
Her and I would be like a brick wall. Like you ain't passing us. Like.
we raising vibes. We raising vibes.
We'll be me and John Tavares will be Team Bravo. You guys will be Team Alpha, and if you have to take her down, just walk and talk with me. Bravo team, Tangles down.
What? Shut up.
Tangles down, Bravo team.
Never that.
Not doing that.
Never that. Like I could already feel nothing but positive vibes coming from not like, you know what I'm saying? And she's been in the Army. I ain't trying to mess with her. Lifting, what was that? 20 pounds?
Yo,
I ain't messing with you.
Hey, how fast can you pull a gun apart and clean it and put it back together?
Ooh.
I don't know. I I have to try that. I don't know, because they
happens in movies, guy. Come on, stop it.
No, because the one person I saw do that during basic training, it was like a punishment. He had gotten in trouble for something, and he had to low crawl through the hallway.
What the hell?
And then once he got like to the end of the hallway, he had to take his weapon apart and then put it back together and then low crawl. I don't know how many times he had to do it, but he got in trouble for something. See, I didn't get in trouble, so I never had to, make that adjustment. So yeah. Yeah, he got in trouble for something. That was different.
And he took his gun apart. Did he have to like shoot it?
No. It was indoors. We were indoors. Oh, okay. There was no ammo. There was no.
Yeah, just take it apart, put it together, and then.
Right, and then low crawl. He had to low crawl in the hallway. I don't know what he did, but he did something. That was his punishment. So yeah. Luckily, I didn't have to have that experience.
I don't know how to roll, like low crawl, but I could roll. Roll on floor. Does that work?
Yeah, the low crawl. Those are no joke. Those are no joke. And when you go through combative training, you have to do something where you're on your back. I forget the name of it, but you're moving from one end of a gym to the other, on your back, legs up, hands up, and you're like using your hips and your back to
move.
Yeah, to the next end. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a lot. It was a lot going on. Wow. So yeah. But yeah, I never had to. They never asked me to do that in a specific time frame. Like we did have to clean our weapons. Like after we went to the range and we had, excuse me, we had to shoot down range and get our scores for our we had to zero our weapon, and then we had to qualify and everything like that. That's when that whole process of learning how to shoot. So we did have to take the weapons apart to clean them and get them ready for the next day and stuff like that, and then put them back together. But they never asked us to do it like in a certain amount of time like that.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, that's what's up though. That's very interesting.
Yeah. It was different. It was a lot going on.
So we can say that you know how to shoot?
Oh yeah, I qualified. Thank goodness I qualified, because that's one of the most important parts. And if you don't qualify, they'll kick you back, and then you have to stay in basic for longer. So, but yeah, some people really didn't know how to shoot, and it took them a little bit longer. But thankfully, I was able to get through that part. Excuse me.
Good.
Yeah.
That's training.
So all the listeners listening, don't mess with now one.
Oh my goodness.
The shoot shop.
She's an entrepreneur and she knows how to shoot. Wow.
You lit.
Yeah.
Popping.
Yeah, you know how the new rappers, they be doing that little ad lib. They go pow pow boom boom. You really have a pow pow boom boom. You got a real one.
I try not to advertise that too much, because I don't want nobody thinking, oh, she coming and she trying to do this.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But
you very humble. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just tell from your personality, you humble. You're not looking for no trouble. You just trying to be successful.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? Trying to make this money, because we all.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so
at the round table, man, we got intense with these conversations, man.
You guys want to? We have a women's rights history timeline real quick. I want to share with you guys before we end the show. It's gonna take real quick. We're gonna try to be as quick as possible. with it. Let me just bring it up so you guys can see it. Let's try to explain it the best we can to our listeners because they can't see what we're doing, but our viewers can. So, guys, help me out here, please. Please. Oh, that's not it. Who is that? Cameron Diaz. What the hell she doing? Oh, I was in love with that lady when I was younger. Bring it back up here. Sorry. Don't mind my little Chewbacca sound there. All right, here we go. Women's rights movement summary. Women's rights is the fight for the idea that women should have equal rights with men. Over history, this has taken the form of gaining property rights. Very important. Should have property rights. I lost myself. Okay, the women's suffrage or the right of women to vote, reproductive rights, and the right to work for equal pay. So that's in summary what the women's rights movement has been throughout this the history to become independent, right? In the sense. So the women's rights timeline. Here's a timeline of important events in the struggle for women's liberation in the United States. Pre-settlement. Women to have the power to nominate and dispose council, elders, and chiefs. So this is prior to the actual Declaration of Independence. This is like doing like the native Indian era for them to be able to actually nominate like elders and chiefs into the native tribes, right? Correct?
Yeah, the Iroquois, because the hotel I work for is Algonquin, which is also an Indian tribe as well. And so Iroquois, it's so funny because Iroquois and Algonquin are two different tribes. And I work at the Algonquin Hotel, and 2 doors down is the Iroquois. So like they always make fun of us, like, oh yes, the Crips over here and the Bloods over here. This goes back way back.
So that was a pre-settlement. So even in the Indian tribes, there was bias towards women.
Mm-hmm.
The chief wasn't trying to hear it. He's like, wow, get the fuck out of my face. Yeah. So 1647, Margaret Brent demands 2 votes from Maryland Assembly, one as a landowner and one as a legal representative of the colony's proprietary Lord Baltimore. Oh, she is refused. He said denied.
He said, he said, hell no.
Yeah. So screw you, Lord Baltimore. We don't like you. Charlie Baltimore was better than you anyway. And with Charlie Baltimore, what happened to her? She like lost.
Yo,
she probably kicked somebody's baby mama.
From her, and that was it.
Yeah, I remember her. She had the red hair. Remember?
Yes,
I remember her with Ja Rule and.
Yeah, wasn't she Murder Inc?
Yeah.
Murder Inc.
What happened to her?
I think Jay-Z introduced her though before Murder Inc.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, I think he brought her along before all of that. Yeah.
And after Murder Inc. had that situation, I don't know. Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, maybe she got knocked up.
Oh.
In both, I mean, either way, either she got knocked up with, in the rap game or maybe just with a belly. Who knows? Yeah. 1790, New Jersey gives the vote to all free inhabitants of the state to. It is revoked from women in 1807. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So they give it to them and they revoke it. Wow, 17 years later. It's insane.
It's messed up.
They just don't want us to win.
Yep. Kentucky in 1838, Kentucky allows widows to vote in local school elections, but only if they have no children enrolled. What type of shit is that?
Wow.
So only dykes were like, what the hell was going on?
Oh my God, that's interesting.
Only that's crazy. Like, or if women who weren't like that's insane. That's insane. That's
barren women that maybe couldn't have kids.
Yeah, it was probably like women who weren't even feminine. They were just like they thought they were probably more masculine. Yeah. They were making those votes because they weren't allowed. Because how the hell? I don't know. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
How are you allowed to vote in school elections, but then you don't have kids to go there? That makes no sense. So you're like not even involved. 1840. Um, Delegates refuse credentials to World Anti-Slavery Convention. Women are very active abolitionists when it comes to leaderships and positions. I don't, I don't know. That wasn't that important, I guess. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Hello, I need help here. What do you guys think?
Women.
All right. Let's see. What's this? In 1840, Lucretia Mott and Elizabeth Cady Stanton meet in London, where they're among the women delegates refused credentials to the World Anti-Slavery Convention. Oh yeah, that's what you read. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm saying that they were refused. So I'm like, I don't know if
Yeah.
that was a very important thing or
That's
not.
crazy.
Anti-slavery convention, I think, is something important, but
And then
delegates refused to give them credentials. You know what I mean? So it was important because of the anti-slavery movement, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know.
They weren't because at this point I did see a little bit about this on a documentary. At this point, the women's suffrage movement, they weren't real. They were for women's rights, but there were still some racist white women who
There you go.
Exactly.
I was waiting for that
Yeah.
right there. It's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
It was about black women. It was about white women.
so they were fighting for white women's rights, but they weren't fighting for women of color.
Yep.
Wow. Very interesting. And then in where is it? 1868, the 14th Amendment guarantees
1848.
there.
Sorry.
1848. Okay.
Skipper.
1848. I'm skipping. We're gonna be here for 100 years before we finish. I'm cheating.
You're cheating. So you guys read it. So okay, so Martin Stanton organized a women's rights convention in New York and take a cue from founding fathers in issuing the Declaration of Sentiments. We hold the truths to be self-evident that all men and women are created equal.
True that. And in 1868, the 14th Amendment guarantees civil rights to all citizens, but gives the vote to men only.
There's something else they revoked.
There you go. They keep on revoking shit.
And taking away. Yeah.
They just don't want us to win.
Wyoming territory gives women the right. So in Wyoming, women's territory gives women the right to vote. The national suffrage movement splits into two factions. One that supports the 14th Amendment and the franchise for black men, and one that calls for women's suffrage above all else. But even the women's suffrage movement was bigger than actually equality for all people. Yeah, for all men and women. Yep. I mean, for all races.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then in 1887, federal legislation to end polygamy in Utah contains a measure to disenfranchise women who had won the vote there in 1870. They wouldn't get it back until 1895.
Oh, polygamy. That shit still exists in Utah because the Mormons have like 8 wives.
Yeah.
So I don't think the Mormons are allowed to have, I think, like 8 wives. There's a reality show. There's Mormon.
Yeah.
Like he had like five wives and like 20 kids running around in the house. He owns like a big like Walmart is something like one of those Walmart chains, whatever. All right, let's move on down. 1912. Dueña, you want to do it?
Well, with 4 million women eligible to vote in the West, presidential candidates vie for their attention for the first time. Democrat Woodrow Wilson wins.
1913, some 8,000 marchers turn out for the first natural suffrage parade in Washington, D.C., the day before Wilson's inauguration. So in 1912, shit. Then 1913, they came out heavy. I mean, they came out heavy in 1912, but then they marched again in 1913. 1915.
Suffrage.
I'm like, you know when they're playing with your hair like you're like chewing bubble gum.
Oh man, that's all I do in the classroom. Like,
all you need is their hair color, and that's it.
I definitely feel like I'm in school. This is nice. I feel like it's taking me back.
La Doña, all she needed was the hair color. She would have been a blonde for sure. Like,
Yeah, he knows I barely participated in school. I feel like I was too smart for that.
So 1915, you got that? No?
Yeah, I'll read it. Suffrage referendums are defeated in Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania.
All righty. Who's next? John Tavar, you got to read a little bit, buddy. Come on, teacher. Goddamn, professor.
I apologize. I'm on a time right now, man. I do apologize that.
You on time out, you said it?
Huh?
Well, you on time out, so we're going to time you back in.
No, I'm on the time right now. I told you, one of my boys, you know him, Rob's birthday. They cutting the cake for him.
I thought it was Johnny's birthday.
Huh?
I thought it was Johnny's birthday.
Nah, Rob's. Which one is that? So I could just
1916.
So okay, so Janet Rankin of Montana is the first woman elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. I could do this 1917 real quick. 1917, suffragists picket the newly reselected Wilson in front of the White House. The first time a public demonstration has targeted the presidential home. Throughout the summer, activists are arrested and imprisoned in the what's that? My glasses.
Occoquan?
Occoquan, it is Occoquan, 2 C's. Occoquan Workhouse in Virginia, where they were kept in isolation, beaten, and force fed.
Okay, we're gonna put you on timeout again. Coach, get him out. You said you were timed out. I timed you in. Come on. 1918, Wilson endorses the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, mandating women's suffrage. It narrowly passes in the House, but fails by 2 votes in the Senate. Yeah, man.
And then in 1919, on May 21st, the Senate defeats the suffrage amendment for a second time by 1 vote. On June 4th, the Senate passes the 19th Amendment by a 2-vote margin and sends it to the states for ratification.
And our guest, you do the honors, 1920. Let's go.
Is that me?
Yep.
There you go.
Okay.
You're the only guest here. Everybody else is a regular.
I feel so at home. I almost forgot. Okay. Okay. On August 18th, Tennessee is the 36th state to ratify the 19th Amendment, and the right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex, becomes the law of the land.
So now women get the right to vote in 1920. That's basically what it means.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was 1920. Can you believe that shit took so long? That's insane.
Yeah.
And then
and we're still dealing with shit now, you know what I'm saying?
So in 1920, the right to vote for women finally gets passed. And then in 1966, which I don't have the article to pull up, the Equal Rights Amendment comes out where women get paid the same wages as men, supposedly.
Wow. Supposedly.
So, because there's still in certain industries, men still get paid more. But across the board, it was an amendment that certain corporations or certain industries in 1966 have to follow the Equal Rights Amendment to the T. Perfect. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So and 1920
with the women, like the women has to ask for it. You know what I mean? That's what makes it difficult. A lot of women are not going to ask for it because of fear of losing their job. Say for instance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure, man. But there you go, man. Independent women. We got into the rights and all that, the history of it.
I feel smart.
It was kind of boring for some non-smart people out there, but for us, it was pretty cool. I liked it.
No, it's beautiful. I love it.
And I'm glad you guys took a part in reading with me. I'm usually the one doing research or reading. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this inequality in reading.
Inequality, my ass.
I gotta emphasize reading more though. That's a big thing.
I'm tired of being the Speaker of the House. I'm the Nancy Pelosi of the podcast.
You have a sexy voice, and you don't make me throw up, Nelson.
Oh, meow.
That's how we flirt. It's like, yeah, you don't make me throw up.
Oh man, hilarious. But listen, man, They're Not the Round Table podcast. Shout out to all the independent women out there, man. Keep on doing your thing. Keep on striving, man. Don't let the power of the penis take over with the power of knowledge and power of education.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of women fall victim to the power of the penis. We're not gonna get into that. And I don't mean to sound biased. It just happens. A lot of
Vice
men,
versa, though. Let's be
vice
clear.
versa, vice
Vice
versa.
versa.
Vice
Let's,
versa.
you know what I
Yes.
mean? Let's
Yeah. And
Yes.
just because men are stronger or bigger doesn't mean that you guys can defeat them in other ways. So that's my message right now. But being that we do a final thought at the end of our show, let's do a final thought based off the topic. We're gonna start off with our guests. What are your final thoughts on women independency?
Oh my goodness. I definitely learned a lot today. I learned about the history of the suffrage movement. I got some more information on that. Um, voters' rights, and the amount of time it took for women to actually be recognized and acknowledged when it comes to politics and just being human and being able to have the same rights that men have and have had. So I'm so grateful to you guys for making that a part of the show and making history a part of the show. As far as being an independent women myself, I just want to encourage anybody watching, any women watching or listening, to just go for it. Don't let fear hold you back. Do what you want to do. Do what you love to do. And just continue to strive, because we have another generation behind us, and there be plenty more after that. So I'm just a big advocate for children and little girls everywhere to just really just do what you love, go hard after it, learn your craft, learn your history, you know what I mean, and continue to push forward and continue to push.
Yeah, man.
forward.
That was
Thank
a
you
great
guys.
one. That was
Thank you
a
That
so
good
was a
one.
much.
good one.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. It's coming from an independent woman herself. That sounded awesome.
Yes, that was powerful. You
So
go,
we're on,
T.
we're on a ladies first method today because it's your day on the podcast. So do it. It's your turn. Come on.
Yeah.
Give
My
him what you
final
got.
thought is basically in order to be somewhere where you have never been, you have to do things that you have never done before. And that can be intimidating, and to women, obviously. Um, but girl, you got this. You know what I mean? Just keep telling yourself, to all the people who are listening, like you got this. Like,
You got this,
a lot
girl.
of people just, what if I lose my job, or what if this, or just second guessing everything. And people don't realize that you're the one that's holding yourself back. You know what I mean? So stop that shit and keep it motivating. And that's my final thought.
Yeah, man. Just kapow it.
Absolutely.
There you go. For sure,
Absolutely.
man. John Tavares, okay? You're like hovered over the mic, man, hard as shit. The hell?
He's coming up with a good final thought.
He's like,
Pause that. We men talking. Woman can say that. Not you.
it's ladies' night today. Ladies' night on the round table.
Nah, I'm sorry about that. I'm just answering out. I got so many windows open. Just quickly, a great conversation. Naya, one, appreciate you, being on our platform. Independent women is a great topic to talk about, and definitely, emphasize that more, because there's so many things we could talk about in independency just in general, but especially with females, which, as we spoke about, a little bit, it's more of a, dominant male world in terms of like economics and, cultural influence, from that, area. But still, though, we're definitely seeing a cultural shift. But it goes to show you, going down into the history and seeing what females had to go through, just shows how primitive we are as human beings, though, which, kind of like, I'll say that, if we ever get invaded by like a more advanced species, they're going to look at us like, oh, what was wrong with y'all? What y'all doing?
Yeah.
It's crazy when you really, think about it in a really in-depth level of us as humans, how we treat each other. And to this day, how things are not, as equal, so definitely applaud every woman that is independent. And I definitely want to give a major shout out to all the single mothers, though, because that's a hard task.
Yeah.
That's a very hard task, especially when you're raising boys. Because honestly, I'll be straightforward. I don't have a son, you know. But I could tell you right now, when a boy is now raised with a male figure, that is so much pressure on that woman to actually fulfill that role that she can't really do physically, but she still managed to do her best. So I definitely applaud a lot of single mothers that I know personally that really do their job as a single mother. So I definitely applaud that, you know. And I would end it over. My final thought is, you know, what really gets me with basically the most independent woman is the one who's able to run her own life, and I love that, you know. And that's my final thought.
Shit, man. You look like you look like an R&B singer when you said that towards the end there. Love that, baby.
R&B?
I love it. Lots of bars. The ladies are gonna love you tonight.
I definitely
brother.
appreciate that. You know, what you said, John Tavar. Like, I really appreciate that because, you know, like he knows my situation. I'm a single mother for 17 years. Then my son is 17. He'll be 18 soon. And right now we're working on him going to college to be an architect. Like, he has so much passion to like just build, I guess, you know, those $1 million homes that like transform or something. Like he wants to use his imagination and just create something that's just out of this world. And you know, I'm like, I don't think that came from me, but damn, you know, like, but I really appreciate you saying that, John Tavar. That's really nice. To all the single ladies out there.
That's beautiful.
Probably came for that dueña in a parallel universe.
Yeah, you know, I be strange sometimes.
Another one of you.
Maybe working in those beautiful buildings. Maybe he got inspired from that.
Yeah.
Like from the hotels, you know, I've been in the hotel industry for like since he was born. Like I had when he was born, and not a lot of people know this, but we're gonna get deep for just a quick second. But when he was born, I wasn't allowed to give myself you know, I don't even know how to say it. You know, when the woman stays home and takes care of their child for like maternity leave.
Oh, okay.
Come on, what the hell's going on?
Well, because I didn't have that.
The union delegate, what the hell?
For the company that I'm with now, when 10 days after giving birth. So I was still like hurting, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, I got this job and I got to do it, and I ain't gonna let nobody get in my way. And I'm still with them, you know, all these years. So
wow, that's beautiful.
So anything is possible. Anything is possible. As soon as you just doubt yourself, you know, that's just you doubting yourself. You know, so stop that shit and do the damn thing.
Be an independent lady.
You know?
This episode made me want to call my
somebody call my mama.
Mama, I love you, mama. I love you.
That's right.
I love all the mamas. I love these two mamas.
Yes.
I love all you guys. But listen, on a serious tip, first I want to give a shout out to Zanaya, the dueña. You guys are definitely representing the ladies out there, being independent, doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to also give a shout out to, whether she hears it or not, Kamala Harris, vice president of the United States of America. We ladies are definitely doing their thing. 2021, we have a lot of women in politics now, in leadership roles in office, in politics where it counts. You know, we need that female perspective in politics, and in the celebrity world as well. And all I want to say to the ladies out there is, man, just keep on doing your thing. Education is something that's very big. You guys continue to get educated, continue to be independent, and stay strong, man. You don't need a man to tell you what to do. You can do it on your own. And just think about it. Women give life. So that's all the power you need. The fact that you give life, you have power over everything else. Women give life, right? Give to birth. So that power of nurturing and also giving life is what should give you the motivation for you to be the best you can be. And these two ladies here are a prime example of that, and I'm proud of you girls.
Thank you.
That's my final thought. And, do I deserve a clap? Maybe I do.
Yes, you do. Thank you.
Good, that's about. You can go to your little male-dominated birthday cake party you got going. Go, leave.
That's the
Bet you there's no independent ladies there, huh?
Nah. But definitely shout out to you ladies, though. I mean, it's a long podcast, so we don't usually go this far, though. So definitely speaks volumes as far as like the conversation.
Yeah, you know, we could keep going because there's just so much that involves this. But you know what I mean? Gotta snip this podcast, and you know,
definitely went in half an hour longer, but
you know, like
it's all good. I mean, as long as we got great dialogue and we able to really, you know, spread that awareness, and hopefully people able to listen to this and gain something off this. That's what counts.
Especially with Night One, like I really appreciate you being on the show, and you know, thank you for being here and talking with us and enlightening everyone about this women empowerment and how important it is. So, you know, you inspired me. So, you know what I'm saying? Keep what you're doing. Keep doing what you do.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. I'm so honored. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, for sure, man. And thank you for your service too.
Thank you.
Attention this way. But yeah, man, listen, man, you know, the only species in the universe that actually they use time as an excuse is us. So, you know, we had a great dialogue, like John Tavar said. And go cut your birthday cake, buddy. See you next time. Then at the Roundtable Podcast. You already know in the building. We're gonna end it off with vibes. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna throw that song again because it's fire.
I like that song. Hey.
Yeah, man.
Thank you guys. I'm so glad.
Vibe. I'm sorry, it's vibe, not vibes. Vibe.
Yes. Vibe.
Okay.
Produced by Art.
Know, man. Then at the Roundtable Podcast catches every week at the same time, 7:30 p.m. Man, you already know what it is. Peace out. Shout out to Chris Ryder.
Peace, y'all. Peace.
What's up? Welcome to Far Rockaway.
Okay.
Raise your vibe. Raise your vibe. Going high. I prescribe a major vibe. I'm going live. When I arrive. Raise your vibe. Raise your vibe. Going high. I prescribe a major vibe. I'm going live. When I arrive. Nexus. Look at my solar plexus. Put me in a drop top Lexus. All of my time is precious. I thank God for blessings. Lesson now in session. I am my biggest investment. I'm gonna eat ice for breakfast. Hold on, I see my future. Know my Nova Super. I'm a lunar trooper. Watch how I maneuver. I love all my viewers. What do I sell consumers? Take you on a ride, I'm Uber. Do you want the Cooper Cruiser? Mixing ability with my agility. I feel adrenaline. If you're a gentleman, gotta be genuine. Balance the feminine. I am so eminent. Send me the bill again. I am a force. I'm on a course. Hand me the fork. Go to the source. Cripple like torch. Got off the porch. I am the court. This is sport. Raise your vibe. Raise your vibe. Going high. I prescribe a major vibe. I'm going live. When I arrive. Raise your vibe. Raise your vibe. In destiny, Charlie's Angel.